Hey guys, this is the first episode of Girls Talk with your
Hey.
members Serena, Julia, Emily, and Jimmy, and about girls, talking about idols, plus Jimmy.
I think this is gonna send like our audience a very wrong idea about me, but it's okay.
Well, this is just a show about me and my gal pals, talking about idols,
Talking
and
about
Jimmy,
idols.
and Jimmy's one of my gal pals.
I'm honorary gal pal because I'm such a sweetheart. But yeah. So why don't we just go ahead and introduce ourselves for everyone, just so they get an idea of where we are.
Yeah,
Serena.
so I'll start. My name is Serena. I am currently 19, a first year in college, and I like chicken nuggets. My favorite food is chicken nuggets, and yeah, that pretty much sums me up. I'm like the biggest nugget on the internet, so
The biggest nugget.
yeah.
Right.
So what about you, Julia?
I'm Julia. I'm 24. I'm gonna change my tag real quick since we're going with the food topic. And I love curry. I love curry of all types.
Curry's very
Japanese,
good.
Indian. I make a mean curry. I should make it for you guys sometime.
You should.
Yeah.
I can't wait to taste your curry so I can like mouth out oishi with my mouth full like an idol.
It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oishi!
They have to have like their first like very surprised like reaction face like
Their eyes.
Oh,
like,
your eyes have to get all big.
I can't do that. But anyway,
Yo. So,
Alexa?
so Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I will. My name's Emily, or DJ Soy Milk, but I don't actually like soy milk.
what a
Scandal.
liar.
I know,
Number
right?
one scandal of the year.
My
Yeah.
sister used to buy like all these flavors of soy milk, and I tried every flavor, and I hated every flavor. So I just really don't like soy milk. But no, I like popcorn a lot.
Popcorn? What's your favorite flavor?
I like cheddar popcorn and kettle corn. I switch.
Ooh, no,
No,
I like butter and salt. I like butter,
Butter and salt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, butter and salt is good.
What
I
about
like
caramel
salty
corn?
things.
I like NMB a lot. And SKE, I like idols.
Nice.
I like NMB and SKE and
And both.
AKB.
What a
Yeah.
DD.
Jameson, what about you?
Nothing wrong with liking more than one group, man.
I specifically work out so I can be strong enough to carry all the groups through this difficult fandom. But my name is Jimmy, aka Swole Taku, from Twitter or Swole Taku TV on YouTube. I am a idol J-pop YouTube content creator, so I do song covers and reviews and things like that. And I am the male representative for this fangirl chat.
You're still my gal pal.
Yeah, okay, I'm the gal. I am the galliest of gals.
The
So
galleons.
the galliest of gals.
Mhm. Yeah. I wish I could like lift things up, but I'm weak. I'm just a nugget.
Just gotta work out, man.
Yeah, dude, there's some strong chicks at the gym.
Really?
That can be you.
That can be me?
You can be, yeah, that could be your character. You can be a powerlifting idol.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That would be
That's
so
cool.
good. So unique.
So what has everyone been up to this week? As far as like, I mean, you guys done anything recently or exciting?
This week in idols or this week in life?
This weekend, idol life, I guess.
Okay, not much. I've been on Twitter. I guess there are like some two shots going on because people keep posting two shots of Sayane and she like straightened her hair and it's really nice. So I've been enjoying that. Yeah, I'm a Sayane Oshi.
Me too.
Ooh, nice.
Julia too, right?
Yeah, it's so great because then we can like freak out about it and be like, oh god, so good.
We like mutually fangirl to each
Yes. But that's like the best because then it's like you feed off each other and then it's even better.
other. Feed off each other's grossness.
But it's the best kind of grossness.
It's so funny because it's like, you know, like the stereotype of like the male WOTA or idol fan is just being this like creepy, disgusting dude. Like I feel like that's you guys on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's
No,
so true.
it's like for like all the girls on my Twitter list, but T-list? Hey.
hey,
Like all the girls I know are like the grossest. And then the guys are like more normal.
Really?
like you know, we're all mild. Well, okay, there's some lewd dudes. I'll give you that. But you know, I think for the most part, like all the guys are pretty mild mannered. Like all of us have met through the AKB48 SoCal fan club. For our viewers, so that's how we kind of got to know each other. But I remember on our fan page, someone posted up some like magazine shots of one of the girls, and you know, all the dudes are just like talking about like how nice her outfit is, the coordination, and then meanwhile the girls are like, yeah, give me some of
Wait.
that.
Don't include me in that group, man. Don't include me in that group.
I'm part of that group.
But it's true though.
Wow.
Like I remember we had like a Twitter conversation earlier, or like 2 days ago, and then we just like literally was posting like gifs of Sayane and like how amazing she is, and just
Yeah. Well, it's all the ones where she looks like she's gonna like rip you to pieces, like she has like
oh
the
yeah, but that's
really serious one, and we're just like, oh my god, rip me to pieces.
she just looks at you and you're like, yes, please destroy me.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You know what's really interesting? I find it really interesting how the fandom, like I never see the word, oh, you're such a pervert, but it's like, oh, you're so lewd. Like I
Lewd,
never
yeah.
heard anyone use the word lewd except like on Twitter when talking about like the fandom.
I feel like that word was invented this year because I didn't hear it until like this year, and all of a sudden everybody was saying it.
It wasn't invented. It was in the
I know it wasn't invented, but I just like never heard it used so often.
I think it was like a carryover from like the anime culture, you know, like oh man, like senpai is so lewd, and then it just pour out into like, I mean, idol fandom is just a perfect place to be lewd, you know, when your favorite like gravier gets released and you're just like, I'm such a lewd dude.
That's
But,
just you, Jimmy.
No, all our viewers.
I don't. Actually, okay, yeah, maybe sometimes.
Yeah. But anyways, so what else has been going on this week, you lewd dudes?
Lewd dudes.
Well,
I'm a girl.
I just watched the
Lewd
E-Girls.
dudettes.
I just watched the E-Girls Colorful World concert.
Good
Or
job.
Colorful
I
Land.
still need to see it.
Yeah, I watched it with my sister, and it was like, we're like, because we kind of have like a background in like some performance, like we did like musicals in high school, so we're all commenting on like like the technical stuff, like, oh man, that staging is so good. I'm like, dang, that thing's moving so fast, like how do you like get on? I'm like saying like, oh, it's so dynamic, it's great, and then like once in a while commenting, I'm like, oh yeah, she's cute.
You know what's
But it was
really
good.
cool? When like performers, they dance on a moving stage when they roll around the stadium to get closer to the audience. I never understood that because I would be falling. Or like when they're on a platform and they get pushed onto stage, like, you know.
Oh yeah, when they come up from like
when they like shoot
propel.
out, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I love that. I
I
love
would
that.
fall. I can't do that. I should learn.
Plus,
I
half
saw-
the, like
I
half
still
the time they're wearing
remember.
high heels, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Like how do they do anything in high heels, let alone fly?
Yeah, you like jump up and you have to land and not break your ankles.
It just makes me think when I first saw like images of the AKB's last summer concert, and that the part where everyone's like flying, like or like you have like Paru flying and Mayu.
Oh, they're like on the harnesses or something?
Yeah, and I was just
Yeah.
like, what is this? The magical stage, so good.
Just like, make sure people aren't knocking into each other.
So
Oh, yeah. E-Girl's so good.
E-Girls.
Anyway.
Emily has been lewd. Julia's been watching E-Girls.
Yep.
Serena, what you been up to?
I'm doing college stuff, studying like a good student. I'm trying to be
The good student dance.
I'm trying to be good student Serena this quarter, so I haven't really been watching anything. The only time I really do watch something is when I'm on NSK podcast, you know, New School Kaidan. And because I'm an intern there, so, you know, gotta
That
catch
was
up on
like
the items.
that was like me doing Takoyaki Party, and like I didn't read any NMB news until like during the show.
Yeah, like the day of, right?
I was like, oh shoot, all this stuff happened. I better learn it. I'm very uninformed, but I sure like girls. Idols.
Yeah, I really like podcasting with middle school kaidan. That's like usually the time I actually catch up with idols and like listen to new music, and I get to like talk about it with other fans. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. And people usually know me because I say like the weirdest things on there, like shapes and nuggets and stuff. So yeah, people, if you have time on Tuesday nights, you should check it out. It's Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, you'll see me like
Being
be a nugget on that show. So yes, that's what I've been doing the whole time.
Speaking of podcasts, I have also been taking part in a new podcast with Julia and Dave, one of the NSK guys, as well as some other friends. The Tear My Glutes podcast, parentheses, tentative name. Basically, it's where we discuss kind of the more, I guess, social issues about being a J-pop or actually just J subculture fan. So for this last episode, we talked about how important it is to learn Japanese, or if it's important at all. So please make sure you check that out. But yeah, aside from that, watch the New School Kaidan podcast as well, as we promote all of our friends and stuff.
And Basugatsu Bakuhatsu.
And Basugatsu Bakuhatsu. They're in Chicago right now.
Yeah.
Enjoying Scandal and Baby Metal. For all you Wodas out there, we're so jealous. But hey, we get to be here instead and do the show.
I got a question from the chat.
Oh, what's the question?
What's my favorite dip for nuggets?
Oh.
I like ranch.
You like ranch?
I love ranch. Okay, so
The question wasn't for you, Emily.
sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not about you, Emily.
You know what I
Ranch
learned?
is
They don't
yours.
have ranch in other countries.
What?
Because I talked to a friend on Twitter and he didn't know what ranch was until
no.
I told him about it, and he's like, I don't know what ranch is about. I've never seen it. And apparently it's an American invention. Like ranch was invented in America, but it's not in like some other countries, which I find really weird.
Well, I'm never moving. Thanks for that information.
They only have it in like North America, like the United States and Canada, I think, because Asian countries don't have ranch, and so is Europe, I think, too.
Yeah.
How am I gonna live in Japan now? My fatal
Yeah.
weakness.
But yeah, it's okay because I don't need ranch. I actually am a ketchup person for my nuggets. Yeah, I like ketchup.
Mm-mm.
Or sometimes if I'm feeling naked, I'll just eat the nuggets themselves.
If you're feeling what?
If I'm feeling like, oh, I just want the nuggets naked without a sauce, then I'll just eat the nuggets. Just plain pure nuggets. And that stuff tastes good because there's more crisp to it.
I'm a buffalo sauce Oshi.
Ooh, that's good. I like to get buffalo sauce and ranch and mix them.
Oh yeah, that's like the best flavors anyone could ever have. Buffalo and ranch, or blue cheese if you're like next level.
Oh man, that's
I've never had blue cheese. I want to know.
It tastes blue.
What does blue taste like, Jimmy? Describe it to me.
No, okay. There's like a tartness to it as well.
Oh, so it's tarty. I see.
Like it's like a sour kind of like creamy. It's how do you describe blue cheese, guys?
really,
It's hard to describe taste.
It's really strong. Like it's a really strong flavor.
This is when I mess up my pretend to be a gourmand. Oh yeah, there's a certain umami to it that is lacking in other sauces. Anyways, but speaking of Oshis, why don't we introduce ourselves with our Oshis to our guests, our fans watching?
Or, why don't we just go straight into the
that
episode itself?
It will all be revealed in time.
In time.
Let's talk about...
Ignore that poster behind me, is all I'm trying to say.
No, Jimmy, traitor! You're a traitor!
What? I have responsibilities, alright? I take Oshiing seriously.
Okay, well, let's go straight into the topic itself and talk about Nogisaka 46, since
Yeah.
our gal pal, Julia, doesn't know anything about them.
I really don't. I know like general things, but not too much anyway.
Well, today's the day that you.
Today, the time is
Today is the
now,
day.
as I feel Dave would say.
I'm gonna bring Julia to the Nogi side.
Good
So-
luck.
So Serena, as our resident Nogi expert in this podcast, how would you like describe like Nogizaka, like the official way you would describe it?
So as a knight, you know,
I got it.
how I would describe Nogizaka 46 is that they're a group that is also produced by Akimoto Yasushi, who is famous for producing AKB48 and all the other 48 groups. But the thing about my homies, the Nogis, they're not. I don't consider them within the 48 group. I consider them to be an official rival group, you know, something separate from the 48 group fandom. But, you know, some people beg to differ just because they just got, you know, included in their shuffle. So that's up to debate here and there. I personally think they're separate. But yeah, they're a rival group for AKB48, and the difference between AKB48 and Nogizaka 46 is that Nogizaka 46 is more of a conservative image. They're more of proper ladies, and like there's not as many lewd or perverted looking activities, you could say.
Activity.
Well, maybe not proper ladies is kind of like because that
Well,
kind
that's kind of like the image and go-to purpose or like presentation they're going for.
For example, like the costumes in their music videos and things like that, their dresses tend to be a lot longer.
It's more
Yeah.
They're more modest, conservative. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like the traditional kind of.
Yeah,
pop
you could
look.
say they're more like traditional idols.
I think the analogy was that like whereas AKB is like a public school, Nogizaka is like a private school.
Yeah, that's the analogy that most people go for.
Yeah, it's sort of like an elite, high class kind of feel sometimes, but like in reality,
But don't let that fool you, because
Yeah,
they're
but in
actually a bunch of
reality-
like nuggets too.
yeah,
They're weird
super
nuggets.
funny.
Yeah, I actually think that's what drew me into Nogizaka 46. When I first actually like heard of them, you know, I knew that they were AKB's rival, and I came in as an AKB fan first. So I was like, oh, well, I'm just not gonna watch any of their stuff because they're rivals, and you know, I take the source. And then eventually I was just bored one night, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm running out of variety shows to watch. I'm gonna watch some Nogizaka Tedoko, and that's one of with Banana Man as the host of that show, and you get to know the girls' individual personalities. I'm like, oh my gosh, even though they're so prim and proper, all these girls are such goobers. Like, it's so good. Like, yeah, they're completely dorky and goofy. Like, you know, despite like, you know, their very like prim, proper looks and things like that. So it makes it like really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm one for a gap image too. I really enjoy gap images. You know, when something what is it? You can't judge a book by its cover. The cover and the inside look completely different. I love that. It's like when I bite into a donut and I don't know what the filling is, and then I get
pleasant surprise.
because because when I look at the donut from the outside, if there's no nameplate, you know, or label, then I won't know what the filling is unless I bite into it. You know, I gotta like dig deep inside.
So guys, the next time you look at a new idol group, make sure you think of the donuts. Don't just look at the pastry on the outside. You never know what the fillings might be.
But yeah, generally I would just describe them as a group that's more scandalous, you know?
Yeah. So,
But they're still really good in terms of personality and talent, well-roundedness. That's like something that really drew me in, and that's why I think you should like them.
Okay. I shall keep that in mind.
So you know you've been really into e-girls, Julia, as of today.
As of today, officially.
I feel like Nogizaka also has some of that quality to them.
Okay.
as far as what is it, performance. You know, so here's my kind of rating. Like if a group is really good, I'd be more inclined to like want to share them to like my female friends. You know, so like e-girls, you can easily show it to like some homegirls and stuff like that. Us girls during our girl times. And then they'd be like like if it was like AKB, you might have some girls like, yeah, this is really cute, this is really cool. And you might have someone like, okay, not really much. Yeah, but then I feel like but then when you watch like something like E-Girls and you're like, oh man, this is just really really good.
Yeah.
I feel like Nogizaka also has that quality. I know some of the members themselves have like expressed like a desire to like kind of move from the traditional idol appeal to like being more performers as well. So it definitely like I mean they're definitely still idols. They're so for the fans of that's there, but the performance quality I feel is also very good.
Okay. Good points.
I think in general, I really like Nogizaka's music. Like all of their
Oh
singles,
yeah.
all of their singles, I really like the songs themselves and the B-sides. Like there was one, I think it was their 8th single. There wasn't one song on there that I didn't like completely love. Like I was replaying that CD so many times.
It was 8th single, the Barret one.
No, it was Kizui Tara.
Kizu?
Uh,
Kizukata is my favorite single overall.
It's really good.
I wonder why, Serena.
Maybe because Maoshi is
Not the
Of
nice.
course.
Well, I mean, quality-wise, I think the A-side is really outstanding. It's a ballad. It touches, the heart. It's very choir-like. The arrangement works well. It works well with the people that were currently in Senbatsu. I think the B-sides were also matched. They matched the single as well. It wasn't like completely different themes or concepts. I thought the whole single fit overall just because it just worked like a sundae where all like the toppings just made the whole thing taste so much better. But yeah. Also, I like the outfits. Some people didn't like the outfits
I
because
love
they look
those
like
outfits.
pajamas, but I like pajamas. And I like things you can easily dance in and move in, so I like it.
Oh yeah, something about Nogizaka is that every time they have a new single, they get a new kind of outfit, and that outfit becomes their new profile picture. So Nogizaka,
Yeah.
It's
They
so
get profile
good.
pictures every single.
so the Nogizaka girls have all had like at least 11 profile pictures taken, whereas like in NMB they've had like
One a year.
one a year, maybe like one every year and a half. So I think that's pretty cool. Plus like yeah, it's a good topic of conversation. Like, what's your favorite single outfit? Like, every
yeah.
single has their own. Like for me,
That's
I
a
really
thing.
like the barrette one because it's like this brown dress. It's really pretty.
I'm a non-dome no Alzora guy myself.
Oh, that was good.
Ooh, I like that one.
Mhm.
I actually like Utsukushi no Inochi. I thought those outfits were pretty cool with the sneakers and everything.
Oh yeah, I like how everyone was like after they did that was like trying to buy them online and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, people did buy the sneakers online
Like,
because they weren't
those are-
custom made.
Those are Nike wedges, bros. So all for all you dudes, please don't wear them. I mean, hey, if that's you, go ahead and do your thing.
But just know that they're wedges.
Yeah, they're wedges. I mean,
Oh, another thing I like about the group is that there's always an opportunity for someone. Just because you're not a Senbatsu member doesn't mean you don't have a chance to increase your popularity or increase work outside of the group. I'm currently kind of like writing something and like researching on this too, but I feel like it doesn't matter if you have to be in Senbatsu, even if you're an undergirls, you still have an opportunity to appeal to fans and to find work outside. Members that are currently in undergirls or were research students beforehand, all of them are promoted now, so there's no more research students. But when there were research students, even the research students got the opportunity to get work, appeal, actually perform lives. I think one thing about being in this fandom is that you want to see performances, And a lot of times if in the 48 group fandom, if you're not in Senbatsu, the only thing you can do is theater shows, which is not true in Nogizaka, who doesn't have a theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a
this
lot
is,
of
like,
ways of appealing to the public despite not being in media Senbatsu.
Yeah, I feel like Nogizaka substituted their lack of a theater with Undergirl Lives, so like everybody can have some performance time.
Yeah, they have like an Undergirls concert tour every year now, which is really small and intimate. It's a smaller theater. I've actually attended one myself.
Oh.
It fit about, it's a really small theater, so there was only a couple hundred people in it, and it's very intimate too because you know it's not a huge ass stadium where you can't see the performers. I was in the 7th row, so I got like a pretty good distance away from the stage. And even if you were in the back row, that didn't really matter because you could still see them, and the performers, the members themselves, would walk to the back.
Oh.
So that was really nice. And in the middle, it wasn't just like a full-on concert itself. In the middle, they got to do like a skit, like a comedy skit. So, I mean, that's nice too, you know? I get to sit down and relax and watch like an acting comedy skit and then, you know, enjoy some lulls here and there. So, yeah. I think like there's just a lot of variety and surprises within the group that I don't see in the 48 fandom. Yeah, so that's why I like them. I think Jimmy and Emily have more opinions on it.
James first.
Well, me first?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just like I'm a filthy guy who needs to watch and enjoy as much things as possible. But Nogizaka's especially stood out just because of I've not just like I don't want to just like fall back and say, oh, it's just the quality, because I mean, I feel like there's quality with all the groups, but it's definitely a very separate charm. Like the music, I feel is very distinct from the 48 group. You know, like we were talking about earlier about the whole official rival thing. You know, there's mixed feelings about that within the fandom, but I just feel like, you know, rather than look at like them compared to whomever, if you just look at Nogizaka as like just a group, you'll find a lot of very interesting characters. The songs are always really good, which is like a huge plus. One of my criticisms for let's say 48 group would be that I feel like the musically the A sides can kind of be repetitious, where I feel like with Nogizaka, when I look, you know, between different singles and things like that, there's like a huge variety of song types and choices and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the non-Domino Alzora video just makes me cry every time.
Of course.
Oh man, like those school feels. So please, if you haven't watched that music video, watch it and let me know if you cried. Because for the people who don't know, it's the premise of the music video is like this school got turned into, like, it wasn't an all girls school and they're going co-ed finally, right? And so it's about the first male student. And then when you hear this description, you're like, oh, I've watched like 50 billion animes about this,
Yeah.
but it's like totally different. It's like a very real feel. Like the dude more feels like he suffers through like feelings of alienation, not being able to fit in and things like that. And then, you know, and then the girls have to like band together at the end so that they can like make him feel included. And then it's just
like this. It's like this girl talk. We're trying to include you, Jimmy.
Yeah, you know, it's like in this idol fandom where there's so many girls and so few guys. You know, I feel so alone.
Oh my god.
And then I'm waiting for you guys to band together to steal my school uniform. And then for me to be like, oh gosh, where is it? And then there's Julia wearing it, and then she runs, and I have to chase her, and then we're all happy friends.
Yay.
Well, Emily, do you have anything to say?
Like, as for why I like Nogizaka?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's all kind of been said for me. No,
we got a question. It was, do you think they should have their own theater? And personally, I think it would be a plus, but I don't think they need a theater.
Yeah, like likewise. Like I think because I don't know, like it's kind of hard for me to find Undergirl lives. Like I don't even know, like are there DVDs for them? I haven't seen any.
I can answer that. For recorded content wise, lives aren't recorded, unfortunately. If you know, like they had like the 16 no principal thing.
Yeah, I know those weren't recorded.
Those
That's
weren't
a big
recorded.
bummer.
The concert tours, like the Undergirls concert tours, they're not recorded. The only concerts that are recorded are the birthday lives, but they get released like an hour late. Like just
Yeah.
now, they're gonna release the second birthday live when we just had the third birthday live.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So
Yeah. They
Other
do a lot
things,
of different things,
yeah,
to
the
supplement.
summer tours aren't recorded, but for some reason they recorded 1 hour of it and they put it in the first album. So
I
if you want some of it, then you can buy the first album and get a 1 hour DVD of it.
yeah, like
Um,
personally,
Something unique about Noizaka that you mentioned that I just remembered now would be the fact that they do principal,
yeah, like
right? Like Julia, as one of my fellow musical theater nerds, I think you'd really appreciate this.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, interesting.
Serena, go explain.
oh no, I totally got this.
Okay, Emily, go
Go ahead.
Yeah.
explain. I
So,
choose you.
So when the group started out, I remember reading like some interview or like some translated thing from Aki P, like the producer. He's
Mhm.
like, oh, instead of a theater, I want them to do like some sort of performance where like the audience gets to interact and like make it their own show.
It's
So
a
what they
really interactive
it's really cool. So
experience.
what it is, it's like it's musical theater, but it's the Nogizaka members. They've done like 3 different versions of it so far. And what they do is they do like the audition round like for the first half. So pretty much them appealing like this is like their musical talent. Their
You
singing,
audition for
dancing.
a character for
Right.
a play that they act on the next hour.
Yeah. So
It's
then like
interesting.
and there's an intermission, and during the intermission the audience has like voting clicker things. So
Yeah.
they vote on who they want to cast for which role. And like one of them was like Alice in Wonderland themed. And
Okay.
like things like that. So like the audience is voting like, oh, I thought Mayan was really good. I'm gonna put her for Alice. And then based on who has the most votes, they get to play that role. So every girl in Nogizaka needs to know all the roles because she might get cast for any of
Holy
them.
shit.
It's pretty interesting, right?
So
Wow.
literally every performance of Principal is different because the
Mhm.
cast
Yeah.
changes every performance.
Yes.
And
Man,
since
that's so beast.
it's really
It's
cool,
very intimate. It's
like-
very personal, very intimate. Another thing I really like about it is that it's not just a popularity contest. It's like a legitimate audition. So, for instance, if, say, like, there's a really popular girl, she auditions, and then the other girl who's auditioning against her just happens to be, like, a less popular girl, but she has better acting skills, most of the time she'll get voted to cast as that character.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can't get away from popularity bias,
Yeah.
but it's not as heavy as you think in these situations because it's really audition. You're getting it and you're earning it through skill. And I like that. I'm so sad that I couldn't attend one of them because they ended the week before I got to Japan.
Oh no.
And I heard the skits are that they do comedy skits too, like in the middle of the scenes, I think. And they're different each time. So each show you go to, it's a different skit. So it's a different experience. It's a different like acting. And I'm so jealous of whoever gets to go to multiple shows because I can't.
Someday.
Like
Someday.
there are some faults with the system because it's a limited cast. Like there's not enough roles for every person. So
Yeah.
if you don't get voted enough, sometimes you're not gonna have a role for the second act.
So you're done pretty much. You're just in the
Yeah.
background.
If you're one of those people that really like its idol tears, then there's like plenty of room for that because it's like, oh, my parents finally came to watch Principal, and then I didn't get voted in.
Yeah, that was the case here and there.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sucked.
I
But-
thought it was cool for like the second or third principal. Like every night they would announce a new second gen member. Like it was when the second generation was debuting.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Like so each night, like after the show, they'd be like, oh, here's a new member to our group. Here's a new member to our group. And guess there were like 13 new girls added or something. So
Mhm.
instead of doing it all at once, they did like this trickle in kind of thing. So I don't know. Noki likes to mix it up. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think the surprises in this group, they're still surprising. They're not as crazy as the 48 groups, like, shuffling and
Mhm.
I don't know, auditions for adult members and that kind of stuff. But all the surprises I see within this fandom is always an opportunity for another person to appeal to the public. So although there's going to be like, hate towards like a certain choice or decision, it's always going to be giving another person an opportunity to rise up too.
There's a
So
lot
that's what I
less.
like. There's like a more fair distribution of opportunities within the group. That's why I like it. Blah 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 blah.
So if it would be like very hard pressed to describe a group without like talking about the members.
Mhm.
I think
So
there's just so much within this group that it can't be discussed within one night.
yeah.
We
So
can just start.
Yeah.
real quick, why don't we mention our Nobizaka Oshis for Julia, so she can have a place to start to learn about the girls.
Yes.
Also, like, use this as an opportunity to bring
PR, your favorite.
Julia to my Oshi side.
Appeal time.
I Oshihand actually, so I'll go last.
Oh my
Save the drama
god.
for last, guys.
I know,
Okay.
right?
I don't think I can be on the show anymore. It's not with Emily here.
Sister TT.
All right. I guess I'll go first. I'm here representing Fukugawa Mai, aka Mai Mai, aka the Holy Mother. So reasons why you should like Mai Mai is that aside from being a model and being gorgeous and absolutely stunning and having the best perfect V smile,
Oh my god.
I can't do it, but her smile's like this. It's so good. Anyways, the best thing about her is that she's just like okay. I'm one of those guys that I normally like really out there personalities, right? Like I tend to normally gravitate towards like say the variety idols and things like that, and whereas like traditional idols, I'm like I don't care that much particularly. But Mai Mai is just so good at being like the model idol. Like she like has really great fan service. She always gives the fans what they want. Her MOBA mails are just so beautiful and good and just like and then yeah man, she's like the Holy Mother, and then she does like really like if you ever watch Nogi Bingo, they do these like fantasy like requests or whatever. Like a fan will submit like, oh, I want this person to do this scene or whatever, right? And then so they like she does super good with that. She'll play up her whole like, oh, I'm innocent, I'm the Holy Mother, And then on the most recent one, she was like, yo, just tonight, I want to be bad, and I'm just like, right?
That was really good. That got me really
Yeah,
hard.
dude, like okay, like when I
It's
got
like Gap Moe,
it was like
yeah.
when I got into Nogi Bingo, I was just like, yo, I just want like the the funny girls, where they at? But then as I kept watching and I kept watching, I was like, oh, this is my mind, I can't. All right, I'll give you my heart. So that is Fukugawa Mai, Sabo, the Holy Mother, Mai Mai, and that's why I feel Julia should give her a good checking out.
Okay. I think those are some really good comments, especially the whole like the gap, that one-time gap.
Yeah, dude, they built it up, and the payoff was so good.
Well, if you want, like, if you're really into Gap Moe members, I think Wakatsuki Yumi is probably the biggest Gap Moe
probably.
member in the whole group.
The Prince.
She's totally like, she's really pretty. Like, on the outside, she's really pretty and a really cool beauty looking girl. And she's really tomboyish and ikemen on shows and such. But if you actually get to like talk to her on an intimate level, she's actually really girly and like really like feminine, has those like shoujo feelings. And
Shoujo feelings.
there's just like a really big gap within her character,
But
which
is
is
she
why
your
a lot of
favorite?
people. she's not my favorite, but I'm like, I'm promoting her for you in case you would like that.
She's up there with me. She's in like my top 5 for sure.
She's like my number 5 too.
Okay.
My favorite member is Nishino Nanase, and she's the center of the group. So she gets the most media opportunity, but I don't necessarily like her just because she gets the most screen time on TV. I liked her before she was center. I liked her when she was in the very back corner and such. And yeah, I saw her first.
So hipster.
Dudes. I really don't think it's like a hipster choice. I think if you're really like into undergirls, then you're really hipster because they're not like mainstream media people, but they're more like underground, that kind of stuff.
I only like before the audition.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But the thing I like about Nanase is that she's really well-rounded as a performer.
Okay.
Singing-wise, she's one of the best. Dancing-wise, she's one of the best as well. Her dancing is really unique because back when I was like, early fan and stuff, and I would just kind of like watch these live performances, right? And usually when you watch live performances, you focus on the center person, the people in the front.
Mm-hmm.
But then while I was watching these live performances, I noticed this one person in the back that just danced a different way than the other people, right? Like for instance, one of their songs, Seifuku no Mannequin, they had to like fall on the ground kind of, or sit on the ground. And I noticed that Nanase bent down more closer to the ground than the other people. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, that's, like, you're putting so much more effort in the other people kind of thing, right? And then after that, I kind of like, paid attention to her dancing more in other songs. And I just noticed her way of, like, moving around was just a little more different. It was really good. Like, her dancing wasn't terrible. It was really good. But it was just, there was, like, this little, like, quirkiness to it that just kind of stood out to me. And that's the reason why I really like her. It's for her performances. Usually her performances are my favorite and catch my eye the most. Also, her face expressions are a thing too. I think she always has like two main face expressions. One of is like her resting face, which she looks kind of like really sad and bored. Like she's like, why am I here kind of thing, like I just want to go home. But then another face she does is when she smiles, and that's like a thing that got attention as well, like on their show. They did like a whole episode on like why her smile brings up her popularity so much.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why was because she would smile with a really big mouth and show her teeth, but her eyes would just grow smaller, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason, people just, like the whole nation just fell for that. And then I think that's actually a really big reason why I like her too, is because of her smile. I think smiles get me the most. It's welcoming. I always feel very welcomed whenever I see a really nice smile, and I also think it's sincere. It shows like, that you're actually really happy to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Her dimples are really nice too. I love her dimples. Her cheeks are like nice too. They look like soft and squishy.
So like everything.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things there's like a lot of reasons why I like her. I think she's really fashionable. That's like another thing, and that she's really good at modeling. I think she's really good at art. I'm really into art.
Oh, her drawings are so good.
Yeah, like even now I work at a museum, so I'm really into art. I visit museums often, so just knowing like she is really good at drawing art, it's like that aesthetic bonus to it that just makes me like, oh, I like you. And it's like there's this really like there's a difference between her and my number 2, which is Fukugawa Mai. I put both of them are very neck and neck for me. But the only reason why I Oshi to Nanase is because her performance is better.
Mm.
I think she's more well-rounded as an overall idol rather than Mai Mai, who's an overall like fan service idol or that kind of thing.
Shots fired.
I know. Oh man, you and me
No.
and just like
You dirty
I'll sit
sinner!
right-
How dare you?
Yo, like,
we can talk about that in a different podcast.
Okay, it's okay.
but yeah, like, there's like I have this whole big internal debate between the two, and it sucks every day. But if I had to choose in terms of, performance and overall idol, I would choose Nanase because she sings and dances better. Yeah.
Alright, I'm very curious, Emily. What
Oh.
happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who did you attend to?
Wait,
So
now tell us who your previous.
Yes,
Oh,
I'll tell
yeah,
the
yeah,
story.
yeah.
So when I first got into Nogizaka, like when I first like noticed them, I really liked Ikuta Erika. And then
Okay,
I was like,
okay.
but that was like my initial impression. Like, okay, I can't call her the Oshi yet, because like I barely know the group. So I watched the group more, and I liked Shiai Shimai, who's like the I don't know if you've heard about her, but she's kind of like the most. I think she has the most media presence. Like maybe I don't know, maybe not as much as Nanase, but I think she has more in a way because she's a model for Samantha Thavasa. So yeah, so she's like a big model and stuff. But then I really liked how funny she was and like how dorky she was like on the reel. So I'm like, okay, I'm a Mayan Oshi. But then like my true feelings came back, and now I'm an Ikuta Oshi again. So yeah,
Okay.
so
So you.
Wait, so your
I like-
Oshi is Iku-chan?
Ika-chan, yeah. So like she was my first impression, but then I was like, no, I have to learn more. But then now she's the one. It turns out the first impression was correct.
So you're not trifling. You went back to where your heart belonged.
Yeah, kind of like
Okay.
that. But I still like Mayan a lot. I don't know, but like Ika-chan, she's so good. I don't know. I think since you like musical theater, I think she'll have a lot of appeal to you because she's really good in like really good singing and singing live. Like,
Yeah, she's very like choir-like.
Yeah, she's a very
singing.
choir opera-y kind of voice. She plays piano really, really well. I guess she represented Tokyo in some national competition when she was
Oh, nice.
younger.
So she
Yeah.
got that perfect pitch.
Yeah, perfect pitch, perfect piano playing. She's also from Germany, so that's cool. Like she's not German.
She wasn't from Germany. She
No,
just
born
wanted
in
to be
Germany.
born in Germany.
Yeah, she's not German.
Did she live there like for
She lived-
significant?
For
She
like-
lived there until she was 5.
Yeah, for a
And
while.
So there's a Nogizaka song called Dankeschön, which is thank you very much in German.
Yeah.
And she's the
Dankeschön.
center of it. Dankeschön, yeah, Dankeschön. And I can't speak German. But anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool. I guess Serena told me this one, but because everybody knows like she has like strong loyalties to Nogizaka, but apparently she was the one who was offered the concurrent position with AKB first, and she denied it. Like she declined it.
It was like a rumor, kind
Oh,
of.
that was the rumor, yeah.
It was a rumor that Ikuta Erika and Shiraishi Mai got offered concurrent positions before Ikomo Arena, but I don't know if it's really confirmed or true.
Either way, like her loyalty to Nogizaka is really impressive. Also, I think she has like a big gap too, because at first I thought she was like just this like this perfect girl who was like just super talented and everything. She's good at acting too, but then like
She's
you
very
see,
like well-talented, proper lady.
yeah, she's very talented and she's like really smart too. But then you see her on variety shows and like she can't draw to save her life. She can't cook to save her life. Like she does like this weird awkward dances for fun. And like she's super dorky. And I love it.
Watch her cook. It's the best thing.
Her cooking.
Oh, her cooking
hours.
hours. Oh my
Oh my
god, I
God.
can't. You
Feels
know
like-
what I did? So
Like, you know, use like a hot plate. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Serena.
yeah, I recommend this to Julia because she's really into funny people.
She's
But
really
it's
funny.
it's one of the early Nogi Doko episodes where they kind of like showcased cooking skills. And oh my god, like don't ever eat her cooking, you'll get food poisoning. But so you know how there are like instead of like a stove, like a fire stove, it's like a hot plate. So she was trying to make dashi tamago yaki, right? Something like that.
Dashimaki tamago, yeah.
Yeah, which is like those egg cake looking things.
Right.
And instead of putting the egg yolk on a pan, like a fry pan, right, on the hot plate, she put the egg yolk directly on the hot plate, and then like she put like a strip of kelp, like dry kelp, in the middle of it, and she was just stirring it, and I was just wondering like
How? Like Julie, did you ever take like a chemistry class or anything?
Yes.
yeah,
So
like we've all taken
you know
it.
the hot plates that you have to like you heat it up and you put like your beaker on top and it heats
Yeah.
up your thing. That's the kind of hot plate we're talking about. It's
Oh.
literally like it was clearly not meant for cooking things directly on. It was just so funny though. And then there's this other thing. Like this one was more recent. This was like earlier this year or like last.
Oh, it was
on
it
the
was
Nogi
the bonuses.
bingo?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of like when her
It was one of the single bonuses.
Yeah, it was like a single
Oh.
one. And she cooks fried chicken and rice. So for her fried chicken recipe, she means like making
Jimmy
batter for
knows.
it. And she's like, now I'm gonna and like she's talking to the camera. She's like, now I'm going to add salt. But then she adds sugar.
Like watching her trying to explain it is the best because she's like so like concise. She's got this thought out, and then it's just like goes to
She's
crap.
adding like all the wrong ingredients. And then like at one point it doesn't work out. She's like, it's supposed to be like this. And then she keeps going.
Yeah, and then the best is when
Okay.
she tastes it and she can't even pretend it's good.
Yeah.
You know, like she's just like,
It's like,
oh, oh.
it's really funny. So I would definitely recommend her. She's also a huge Gap Moe, I think, because she's like, well, not like Gap Moe, but she's like a Gap. Like
Is
between
that
her like
Ikuta Erika?
yeah, between
Yeah.
her like proper performing side and then her like loser side.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Okay.
So that's Nogi.
So those are our favorite girls.
Yeah, but there's a lot of girls Nogi favorites.
Mhm.
So now that you have this information, Julia,
Mhm.
what are your current thoughts on this group that is Nogizaka 46?
Okay, so I'll just do a quick review of the points that have been discussed. So basically, the images like Ojo-sama or Ojo Himes with like who are goobers.
Yeah, they're like modest, proper-looking proper ladies who are actually like dorky nuggets on the inside.
Right. Better
Nuggetzaka
performances
46?
slash songs.
Nuggetzaka 46.
And one thing that was mentioned, cute single outfits and profile pictures. That's like kind of a nice like
That's a perk.
side thing to discuss every now and then.
Yeah, it's actually a thing every single because since they changed their profile pictures, you can see like the timeline, or like the time lapse of them growing up, or like the different hairstyles, the different makeup.
Right.
It's that part's fun.
Yeah, it is.
And I kind of like that there's like that the non-Senbatsu members have more opportunities to grow their popularity, because I always feel kind of bad with like compared to like AKB, there's like girls who are there for a long time and are still like not very well known. So it makes me feel a bit better that might not be as bad in Nogi.
Yeah, like this is like a personal, because I know you really like NMB. Like personally, I think NMB girls get more opportunities than Nogizaka girls, but that's also because NMB is managed by Yoshimoto, whereas Nogizaka is managed by Sony, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, managed by Sony.
So they have different management, and like they go kind of different routes. But either way, like there's a lot more opportunities than like SKE, which is just like, oh, you're not in Senbatsu, bye. Like,
Oh, right.
yeah. So I mean, it's pretty good.
Mhm.
Oh, well, this is just my thing. But another thing that wasn't mentioned was that they do radio shows too, and some of them aren't even in like a Nogizaka only radio show. So that's like another appeal too. If you're, driving late at night and you just kind of want to listen to Yahomi Nogi, then you can just tune in and listen to them on several radio shows.
Okay. And then I think the principal life thing.
Like the plays, stage plays and
the
stuff.
plays, like that sounds pretty interesting. Although is there a way to watch them?
No, sadly no. If you want to see them in terms of acting, some of them actually have their own movies.
Okay.
Like they have their own movies and they are the leading role. Members that did have this were like Ito Nene and Nakata Kana and Nojo Ami. One that's coming out soon is Ito Marika, and all four of these people, even though it's like a leading role, it's a horror movie. So if you're into horror movies, then I would suggest that you take a look at them. But yeah, those are some showcases of them acting.
But they're also
Some other members have acted in dramas,
Okay.
and examples are Bad Boys J. That was like a really old like cameo kind of supporting role thing for some of the members. If you know Summer Nude, that was like a drama with Yama P, and then like if you remember Sloth, I think you remember
I
Sloth.
remember you guys were talking about her.
Yeah, so there's like this nickname within the circle jerk, or
Call it like that.
yeah, Shimoto Nana, where we call her Sloth because she kind of looks like Sid from Ice Age.
A very attractive version of Sid.
Yeah, a very attractive version. But she was a supporting role in this drama called Summer Nude, which was like a drama about this guy who worked at a beach restaurant, I think, on the beach. Yeah, and she was kind of like a supporting role in that one. There are other dramas, like now, currently, there's like Tenshi no Knife, which is a detective drama with Sakurai Reika, Nishino Nanase, and Matsumura Sayuri, who are like supporting roles in it too. But the only thing they really do is kind of they work at a cafe that the detective visits now and then. So if you like to see some cafe girls, you know where to look. And then Fukugawa Mai is also a supporting role in another drama. I forgot the name of it, but I think she likes the protagonist or something. Don't quote me on that, but she's also there, and I always like watching Mai act.
I just like watching Mai.
Okay, but then like I don't know if I'll have a lot of time to watch like all those like dramas.
Yeah,
or
that's.
movies.
I'm just saying like if you were into it.
Right. Okay. So just like starting off to get my feet wet, so to speak. Like what should I watch?
Mainly, like spend your most time in. I would watch Nogi Doko, Nogi Bingo, and their DVD bonuses.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier about Ikuta Erika, she had that cooking chicken DVD bonus where she just like messes it up completely.
Right.
All the members get their own DVD bonus, and it comes out with like every single, right? Or maybe every I don't know. There's a lot of bonuses like when the singles are released, and then when other things are released. You can find individual videos for each member, and usually they're like 8 minutes long or so. And there's there's whole collections of them. One that really stood out to me was Hashimoto Nanami, the sloth girl. She made she directed this like a mini movie herself. And it was
the peas?
It was about how she hated peas, like how she was going to refuse to eat peas, but then she's like, what if I refuse to eat these peas? And it was really artistic and really
Yeah, it's amazing. Like she directed the whole thing herself.
I really enjoyed it. Like she came up with it. It was impressive.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you're gonna watch one thing from her, watch that. It's really good.
We'll watch it together, girls.
Yeah, it changed my opinion of her. I was just like, wow, that's really clever. Like Hashimoto Nanami is actually really smart. Like she had like perfect grades in school and stuff like that.
Well, another thing is that if you didn't know, the sloth, she like ranked #1 in like a national exam when she was in high school. So she's pretty intelligent.
Yeah, she's really
She studies.
I think it was a math test too.
Yeah.
So like she's
Another thing about her is that she practices and studies the most within the group. So like practicing for dance routines or like lyrics, you'll always see her study for that stuff. So she's a really hardworking member.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, I was gonna check her out.
Okay, what about other songs though? I know Jimmy mentioned one.
Nandome no Aozoraka.
Yeah. What type of songs do you like though? Do you like kind of like more serious songs or like more idly? They don't really have that many idly songs actually.
Like I think I prefer like the cooler song, like songs with like a cooler feel. Not like too cute. I think there's like only a handful of songs.
I think Seifuku no Mannequin.
Yeah, Seifuku no Mannequin.
Kyomoto Kyodai, I think that's the name. What is it? Utsukushi no Inochi. I'll give you a list later.
Yeah.
Watashi Okiru.
Let's list it for for other people who are also interested in
Okay, well, first I would
Yeah, if you have
recommend-
recommendations, put them in the comments so
Yeah.
Julia can research later.
But I recommend going
Uh,
through all the singles really, because there's only 11 singles out right now, so it's not that many songs.
I know, but like, you know, what?
Yeah, I
Actually,
know.
there's a lot of songs in my
Well, I
opinion.
mean singles. I mean like the actual A side.
11
Yeah, it's-
singles plus 3 couplings plus all the other album songs
Yeah,
plus
I'm just talking A sides.
the solo like songs and the DVD bonuses too. There's actually a large selection.
Well, she meant just the A sides.
Oh well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
just A side music video to me.
the nice thing is that like all the singles are there's a lot worth listening to.
Yeah.
So, but some of my favorites, like I mentioned, Nandamino Alzorka. So one of the couplings for that would be my favorite one is Watashi Okiru.
I love that song. I played it so many times. It's really good.
it was pretty good.
Let's
Oh my
see.
goodness.
It's a coupling from the 10 single, if anyone was curious.
But yeah, those are some good ones. Seifuku no Mannequin, everyone will probably recommend that because that's a cool one.
It's very good.
For some reason, everyone dumps on the summer songs, but Girls Rule and Natsuno Free and Easy are so good.
They are very good.
I like it. I always sing to Natsuno Free and Easy at karaoke.
There's
Yeah.
there's a coupling song for I think it was the 5th single, which is like their most famous ballady song.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Kimi no Nawa Kibo. It's
Yeah.
a really pretty song.
Mhm.
But anyway, and actually my Oshi Iguta Erika did like a solo piano singing version of it. I will link you. It's really good. But
Okay.
Yeah.
but there's a coupling song for that single called Senpuki, which is really really catchy.
10 is amazing.
Senpuki is really good. It's like it's about an electric fan. But well, I mean that's not what it's
Yeah.
about. But that's what
It's an
the title
undergirl
means.
song too.
It's an undergirl song. The title means electric fan, and like they have this dance move where they're like doing. Oh wait, let me move the camera.
They like
They're like doing
swiggle like
electric
this.
fans with their heads.
Yeah,
Cute.
Okay.
it's really
So-
cute.
As we're coming up on time,
Yes.
quickly, we'd like to invite everyone. What are things you would like to see from this show in the future?
Yeah,
Just ask our
so
listeners.
yeah, listeners, comment in the chat box like what would you like to see from the show? If you have any thoughts about it, there's always room for improvement. I would love to hear about it. Another thing is, this is mainly a show about girls talking about idols. So, I don't know. It's like interesting to talk about idols with girls. I never really do that often. I usually
Yeah.
talk with guys.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do think that's like a kind of very rare and cool thing. Is that especially the representation of the fandom is usually a lot of dudes. So I think it's a very interesting perspective to get a bunch of girls getting together, so we get to talk about our feelings and our opinions too. But we definitely don't want to leave our dude viewers left out. So if you guys have any questions or things you'd like to see or curious about, you can reach us all on Twitter with ideas or questions you want us to discuss on the show.
It won't always be about Nogizaka. Just this for
Yeah.
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 It just happens to be that this episode's theme was Nogizaka.
Mhm. We could
So-
do maybe like a quick checkup on like how I'm doing with my
Mm.
South research.
Yeah, of course.
You have to have like a Batsu game, like punishment if you fail.
The Nogizaka song, Dekopin. Oh.
That's a good song too.
That's actually my favorite Nogizaka song.
The PV's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really idly song, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
So, if you have a recommendation on what Julia should watch, if you have a recommendation on which members she should look out for, let her know. Tweet to her or comment in the box.
Yep.
You can continue the discussion on Twitter with us. Send us a mention. Tell us like how we're doing or comment. Or like if you ever want to talk about anything really, just kind of send us a mention. It's always cool to meet people. I like meeting people. Ha 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 ha.
So we'll leave all of our Twitter handles in the description, so you guys can easily find us.
Mhm.
Please don't be creepy.
Don't be
Uh,
lewd, guys. Don't be
We're
Don't
all
be
lewd.
lewd.
beautiful.
Now, okay, Jimmy can't say that because he was being a total creeper the first time we talked.
Let's save that story for another time. Thank you,
But now we're
Serena.
friends.
It's not as bad as you guys might think.
Yeah, it's
right?
not bad. It's
So,
not bad.
I
He was
want
just
to leave
like,
on that
hey,
note.
I'm a Nogi fan. Want to be friends? And I was like, sure.
Exactly,
That's
that's
pretty much what happened.
True story.
True story.
All right.
But
So,
yeah,
yeah. So I've been Jimmy.
You've been Jimmy?
I've been.
you're Jimmy.
And
Over
now,
there is Emily.
That's
Over there is
Emily.
Julia. I am Serena. So, final comments?
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. And let me know who I should check out in Nogi.
Jimmy?
I like funny, cute girls with the gap moe.
if you guys have any questions you want me to ask the girls, let me know. I'm here for you.
He's your proxy.
Yeah, I'll be the gal pal yet male rep.
Yeah, Jimmy's my gal pal.
It's like you're screening our calls.
But yeah, well, my final comment is that I want to thank everyone who streamed in. I actually worked, I was really nervous about this. It's my first project that I ran myself, considering, I'm an intern for NSK. So if anything, please give me, comments about the show. Check me out on Tuesday nights. Let me know how I'm doing there as well. And, hit me up. I like meeting new people, and people never tell me that we should be friends, so tell me that we should be friends.
We should be friends.
Worked for me. All right. Well,
Yeah, it
thank
works
you,
for
everyone.
Jimmy.
Thank
Thank
you everyone for
you.
watching.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we'll end it here. Ha 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 ha.
Bye-bye.
Bye.